Hey, beautiful friends. This is Sarah Blumenfeld, host of Networking Done Different, an outreach of and invitation to more.com. Thanks so much for listening today. We always appreciate you. This morning, I'm joined by author Eugenia Afanador. She has written a book called Marlene and Me, and we're going to dive into what the book is about and how you might be able to get some insight from it. Good morning, Eugenia.
Good morning, Sarah.
Thank you for being with me. Tell us a little about your background and what led you to write this book.
Well, my background, I was born in South America and I came here when I was a teenager with big dreams. And I set my mind to reach my goals of education or becoming, and after going through many trials and tribulations, I was able to establish myself as a professional. As of right now, after being a teacher and a counselor at schools, I became a writer and I have published my first book because I am very passionate about helping other people. And also I have my LPC, which means licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas. So it is a way for me to finish healing, and it is a way to help other people. That is my book.
So is it from a counseling perspective or some other perspective?
It is mixed. It is mainly from the mystical point of view.
Okay.
Mystical meaning that sometimes there's so many things that are not really written in black and white, but you let your mind afloat and you can actually find ways to heal. And if I'm going to say it, is ever since I was very young, I come from a very strong background of Catholic people. But in my childhood, I started to remember scenarios, places, and things of other places. So I just kind of adopted the idea of living many lives. And I have my proof because back then in those years, I didn't know about places, let's say, across the world, countries across the world, and scenarios that happened before. And after I grew up and I went to school and I learned, I found out that those things were true, those places and those insights. So I based my book on that and how you can find yourself spiritual healing through resolving past life traumas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did get the book and read it. And so it is about different past lives that you remembered and how you went through and gained healing from knowing that information, right?
Right, knowing that information, and also the aid of the spirit guides, that you can call them saints or masters, the name that your heart calls you to call them, and you just feel that you're not alone while you walk through life. You always will have these spirits or these souls or whatever it is in your mind, because we all are different. Nothing is black and white. And you get them and you see their persona, and they actually, you feel like if they were holding your hands and taking you through your trials, tribulations, and they celebrate with you with your triumphs as well. But also I like to make clear that I believe of God very deeply. I believe in God very deeply and the force of God. And God sends those beings to help us through, like I just said, through the walk through life. So
in your book, you call them masters and guides.
Yes.
How did you connect with yours, and how can our listeners connect with their own?
It is just in the art of being still, being quiet. You can call it meditation, or you can call it self-hypnosis. It is not a scientific name. It is something that we all carry here. If I were to ask you, there are moments of solitude when you're alone with yourself that you find so much about you and about God, if you believe in God, or in that force from within that guides you through life in a good way. because we always know what is good and we always know what is right. And I believe it's the masters telling us. This is somewhat what we call the voice of your conscious.
Okay. Okay. So basically get quiet, ask a question, and then see what comes to your mind.
Get quiet, ask the question, and just let go, because it's very hard to do that, because the analytical mind that is right here is telling you, what you're doing. Da, 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 da. And little stories right here, you just cut it out. This is ridiculous. Then your subconscious mind softly is telling you, okay, just go with it. Let it be, see what happens. And then you accept that and you let go, and you will see wonderful things, and you will feel it, and you will be guided with it. It's kind of with a sweet tone.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. And the sad part is that many people don't know we have this capacity.
Yeah. How do you know that you're not just making stuff up, but you're really hearing guidance?
I've just said, you quiet your analytical mind and you let your subconscious mind flow and allow it to be. And actually, you know that everything that comes is the truth, because the conscious mind, the analytical mind will tell you if something is wrong, and then that is, because the voice of your conscious or subconscious mind is also very, very strong and can just stop you, if something ideas come that are not right, you know what is right and you know what is wrong. Anybody in any state of mind.
So you've put your hand back here a couple times. Is this significant to where
For
you're
me,
saying?
it's what I feel it. I
Where
feel
the-
my subconscious mind right here.
Okay, like the back of your head, the lower back.
Yeah,
of
to
your-
the right side of my head.
the right
At the
side.
bottom, yeah, right
Okay.
bottom side of my head.
So do you think it would be helpful to others trying to access this guidance just to put their hand back there? Just
Yes, an act of relaxation. Yes,
okay.
in a nice place, and just put it like this. And it's kind of, maybe it's the energy there. I cannot go scientifically because I'm not there yet, I know it. I just know that it's there, and the force is right there, and I feel it. I kind of feel it. You feel that energy. You know very well that we are energy.
Yes. Right.
Everything is about that, and the energy does not stop right there where you stop, or your physical body stops. It's all around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And becoming aware of that, it will give you another perspective of life.
Absolutely. So in your book, you mentioned life between lives, and I've studied that a bit also. Would you like to talk about what that is?
Oh, it's a beautiful place. Whenever I'm in Facebook, I befriend a group of people who have lost people, and if we only give ourselves the chance to believe that once we leave, we don't disappear. Right. Our loved ones, people who are very endeared to you, your child or your parent or whomever it is, he goes or she goes to this place of calmness and peace. And right there, you have your eternal family. People, or let's say beings that have been with you for so long. And when you go there, you feel at bliss. It's a beautiful feeling that no one can describe on this plane. I have felt it maybe one or two times, real being there. The love that they project on you is so much sublime, so much stronger than what we feel here. So when we're there, we go over there, but we can also see other clusters. They call them clusters. And the books, my philosophies are also enforced by, let's say, Michael Newton and also Brian Weiss, and they say the same thing. And they have done investigations, and they have done a lot of studies on this. And for them, it has been proven that this exists. So you go there and you reflect. And you are, of course, if you have been a very bad person, you will be in darkness for a while, and then you will come alight a little bit, and you will learn, and you will and the good and the bad, whomever wants to come back, it's your decision, by the way, to come back and where to come back. So you reflect, you learn, you go and you go to the scrolls. They have places where you can go. And actually from that dimension or that state of being, you can see your lives and how much you have grown or how much do you need to grow and where is best for you to be born again. Then you choose where to be.
Mm-hmm.
And also when you come to this world, you don't only come for you, you come because you are responsible to be a helper as well. Through life, you will be helping, and you probably don't know it because many people don't understand that when we come here, we're in duty to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, when they arrive here again, they forget. Then what happens? They go over there to Life Between Lives, they study again, and they come back. They have not learned the lesson like you're in school, you retain, and you got to go back to the same thing, and they still don't learn. Then what happens is a repetition of lives. Many people live many lives, but whenever you have accomplished what you want, you have choices as well, whether to be there for as long as you want or come back here and be helpers, be let's say guides in life. We're seeing like Mother Teresa and many other people on earth that have come here to give their life for other people. Does it make it clear to you a little bit?
Yeah, that's great.
I have a big, good chapter there in the book referring to my experiences.
So the book is called Marlene and Me. Who's Marlene?
Marlene is, ever since I was very young, I knew I was a little girl somewhere, someplace who lived tortures and suffering and all that. And I came up with names and I came up with stories that I couldn't tell practically anybody because they would say I was crazy. And then again, I grew up a little older and I came up to understand that, that place in my imagination existed. And it was a little girl. Marlene was a little girl from the Holocaust. And this little girl went through tremendous trials and tribulations and death. But guess what? Through everything that she lived and endured, she came out and she found peace. Came out meaning that went to the other world, to Life Between Lives, and she was a winner. And what it is, her story in me, it shows, and in many people who have read it, that people who are martyrs, like our soldiers, or maybe people from the Holocaust, or maybe not for sure, for people from the Holocaust, they have encountered the ability to awake the human soul when we are in darkness. There are times in life when, let's say, for instance, through those years of this tragedy of the Holocaust, people were dormant. They didn't think about pain that can cause because hatred and margination of some groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it shook the world, all over the world. And people's conscious awakening. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like now, from now on and from that time, we always know what that was and how much pain and suffering it brought to humanity. So those people who died there are our heroes.
Mm-hmm. So as you were writing the book and remembering and identifying these past lives that you had, what was the biggest insight that you got that's helped you in your life?
The biggest insight is it shows about anything that you can put in your mind and set in your mind, you can conquer. Whatever you want. And no matter how much pain and tribulations and backgrounds you have and burdens that you have, if you set your mind to do it, you can conquer. No question about it. With the help of God, and if you acknowledge your masters or guides, life is much easier. And you go through life like in a wave, happiness, and okay, sometimes there are going to be turbulent times, but you achieve and you conquer.
Okay.
That's my take.
There was one sentence that really stood out to me that I had not ever heard anybody say before that I can remember. And I'd like to read it to you and then have you explain what you meant by it. Water is what breaks the barrier that exists between the flesh and the soul.
Anytime, how many people have you heard? I need to go by the ocean. I
Oh,
need to see the water.
me.
I need to go. Or maybe if you don't have access or to the pool, the water pulls humankind.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you take your shower, there is a connection, the shower is, or even in the pool, but I'm thinking about the shower, it's
Right.
just pouring on you, and it gives you a sense of freedom, a sense of eternity, a sense of the real you. Water is a miracle of our existence. We couldn't do anything without it.
Right.
Your
right.
body is practically, it is more water than actual flesh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So everything, water is everything. You just imagine, close your eyes, and you want to relax. You can see the ocean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a like, let's put it this way, it's like a connection, a bridge to all those beautiful things that are not that are kind of sleeping right now because we're here, but they are.
Yeah.
And if you accept it, you feel it. You feel it, and you welcome that to you. It's a beautiful feeling. And why is it that most religions baptize people with water? Water is everything.
Right. So what else do you want people to know about your book?
The thing that I tell you about my book is
you can show it to us. I know you've got it there. Why don't you hold it up?
Yeah, I'm going to put my glasses. This is the book.
Okay, there we go.
And as I go, each chapter, let's say, for instance, has a theme. Chapter 1, talents. If you learn to discover your talents, you're going to live a happier life because you're going to do what you like to do. As simple as that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it gives you 15, and I can go very fast on this. I have them at the end of the book.
Okay.
They are like finding your talents, giving yourself, the benefit of trying, or not trying is not a good word, but remembering past lives is easy. You don't imagine how easy it is. Loyalty, be loyal to yourself, what is right for you. And as you learn to be loyal to yourself, you learn to be loyal to the people in your life, your family, your children, your parents, your communities. If you give loyalty, people will be loyal to you most likely. Okay. The other thing is, the other one is remember family. Is very important. The union of the family is very important, but unfortunately, not every family is perfect, but they're support groups. We are meant to be in communities. If for one or another reason your family doesn't work out for you, find yourself a support group, another kind of family. Okay?
Yeah.
Strength is the key to survival. Don't give up. Go on. Go on. If you're planning on something, go on with the kindness and softness of the masters they give you. You can talk to somebody. You don't really need 100 friends or any friends per se, because it's very difficult to find a very good loyal friend, but you have them there from within the masters. Predictions. There is something in your mind always that is telling you, okay, do this. And usually the first one, but if you change your mind and you change your mind, you're not going with your the prediction that is being sent to you, like a guy there. Reasoning is very important to reason before acting. Don't act crazy. Don't act with out of impulsivity. Just reason, okay, it will be this, then you go, okay? being in a hurry when you are making, let's say, choices in life is not very wise. Or also learn to see the best on people and honor them. Okay, honor, let's say I see in my profession, people that are very angry with their mom or dad, there is something they can find to honor that person. Because that feeling of let's say, resentment, that's no help. It helps to see somebody in a better way, for whatever they did for you. And honor everybody in your life. It could be your boss, it could be anybody. And another one is tolerance. It is good to be tolerant at times. You're in, let's say, in a marriage and you're tolerant. Okay, if we're just going to divorce anybody for anything, then everybody will get a divorce. So you need to tolerate, okay? But be careful, because if you are very tolerant, then your tolerance might become abuse. And we are not meant to take abuse from anybody. So when you get to that point, and I tell this to people that are very unhappy, find perseverance to find a way out. If it is physically or mentally or spiritually, so you can live in a better way without being in a torment state of mind. Another thing is trusting. It's good to trust, also using that, but also trust that if, let's say, if you are ill, as an example, or you need somebody to take care of, to tell you what's wrong with you, trust the medical community. Go to the doctor. Be proactive, because it is your life. So many people that cross paths, they're either afraid or they don't trust. They say they don't trust, but they're afraid to go to a doctor. So things get bad in their bodies, their physical selves. Okay. Acknowledge, give it a chance. Try to believe in those guys, in the masters. Why not? What do you lose? You don't lose anything. Another one is, okay, you know what? Whenever you record, whenever I remember my past life, let's say Marlene, it was the way for me to heal. Because I say, okay, that was then, this is now. And that life had a purpose, but this life has a purpose too. So I learned to let go of those experiences, because they were torturing me for many years in my youth. And the other one, those are the 15 bases of my book. And it goes like a wave, one chapter, and it connects with the other and the other and the other. So that's the message I just want to send to the world, that you just have faith, that if you remember your past lives and if you acknowledge the masters, your life will be so much better. And it is not going to hurt you, it's going to help you, because all is good about it. And it is not a crying book that a poor little me. Nobody's poor little me. No, we don't have to live out of feeling sorry for ourselves, because we will die feeling that way. And we live in this life today, as we stay right now, 7/11/2023, it is never going to be back. And if we decide to make it a miserable day, feeling sorry for ourselves, or feeling there is no way out, then you waste a day that will never come back to you.
Right.
And I think that's the basis of my book. And I tell the story of my life as well. Being an immigrant from another country, coming here with no English, and being here, I'm not going to say it was hard. It was hard, but it was so much easier with the help with the God and the masters.
All right. Awesome. Where can people find your book?
Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon is Eugenia Afanador, Marlene and Me. I discovered spiritual healing through resolving past life traumas. And here is my book. Okay,
perfect. Are there other services that you offer that you'd like to say a word about?
Yeah, I'm a counselor. I tell you that I do hypnotherapy, but as a tool, because I don't go there and the whole people call you only for hypnotherapy. I cannot do that because this is used as a tool. Not everybody is
Tool in your, it's used as
hypnotized.
a tool in your counseling?
Yeah, my tool. Yes,
Okay.
as a tool. I use EMDR
Okay,
and cognitive behavior therapy. This is one of my tools, and I'm an open ear. I go with the client wherever he wants to explore or wherever he wants to go. I'm with the person.
okay.
I don't change minds. Okay.
And so how do people connect with you?
Oh, I'm on
Your
internet,
website?
it's spirituality and beyond. I don't know if we have a chat button here. Let me see. Okay, no, I don't know. But you just look for Eugenia Moorfield,
Okay,
spirituality and beyond.
spiritualityandbeyond.com.
Or they also can find me at Psychology Today, find a therapist.
Okay,
So both ways they can find me.
okay.
I don't have it in writing. I don't know. Do we have a button for the
No, it's fine. I'll put it in the show notes.
spirituality and beyond
Yeah.
.com or like I say, Psychology Today, find a therapist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Eugenia. Thank you so much for sharing your book and your wisdom with us today.
Thank you, Sarah, very much for taking your time. Okay.
Oh, very good. All right. Thank you, friends, for listening. We always are glad to have you here. If you would like to be interviewed, please email me at networkingdonedifferent@gmail.com. Bye for now.